Hey there Sega fans, it's getting close to that time of the year. Yes, well, Christmas is coming, but it's not about that. It's about the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. We are less than a week away as of the making of this video from the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 on the silver screen. And of course, we had the Game Awards recently, which gave Sega the opportunity to give us a slew of announcements. I've covered the Virtua Fighter and Project Century ones in another video, but here we're talking about Sonic X Shadow Generations DLC and Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Let's start with the new Sonic Racer because, well, there isn't really much to talk about. We got this cool little cinematic teaser with a car in Shadow's colours that zooms off through a portal and, well, that's it. What the Crossworlds branding will imply, whether it's across Sonic universes, across Sega universes, or maybe something else, it's unknown at this point. I'll be hoping for something a little less team racing and more transformed. But with that out of the way, let's get into the real meat of this additional content. Sonic X Shadow Generations has bonus content that ties in with the upcoming new movie, and it is now live. Called the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Movie Pack, this is £5 as a standalone expansion, but is also bundled with digital deluxe editions if you bought that version of the game. What you get is a new stage where Shadow takes on his movie form in a real world inspired Tokyo stage. To access the DLC once you've got it, first of all, start Shadow Generations and make your way to the world map. You have to have at least completed the first stage, the Space Colony Arc area, before you're able to access this DLC. Once you start the game proper, you'll be told that there is a subspace anomaly that you'll be able to find on the map. To be honest, I had a little problem with the map and the signposting. Maybe it's because I hadn't played Shadow Generations for a few weeks, but really, I think accessing the stage could have been made a little bit more clear and accessible. Once you get into the anomaly, it will turn into a warp ring and Shadow is sucked into the movie world. His form will change to more resemble that of the new live action film, and Keanu Reeves will be voicing him.
Where am I now?
The stage itself is pretty cool. You only get one act this time, but modern day Shibuya is rendered excellently, blending it well with the sort of design elements you'd see in Sonic games. That is rings, springs, ramps and boost pads. There's some great set pieces in there, where QTEs are used sparingly and the whole act is done in about 5 minutes. I really like the visuals and the stage design here, and using the Westopolis theme from Shadow the Hedgehog is a nice touch musically. If I'm honest, I wasn't entirely won over by Keanu Reeves' performance here. His voice acting in the trailers of the movie, from what we've seen so far, is fantastic. But in this, the internal monologuing in this DLC felt a little bit flat. Maybe it's the abundance of comparatively mundane lines, or perhaps that this £5 DLC doesn't have the same gravitas as a Hollywood feature film, but all in all, as I say, it felt a little bit flat to me. Still, the stage itself is really cool, with some nice bonus collectibles. You also get 2 challenge maps as a result, both built from sections of the main act. Challenge 1 has you popping balloons, which feels a little out of kilter given the more edgy nature of this section, where at one point Shadow makes a human being jump out of a helicopter. Challenge 2 is your standard ring collecting affair, which is kind of par for the course for the rest of Generations really. Both are well designed, and I found them both a little bit more challenging than the challenges in the main game, especially the ring collecting challenge. All that said, I passed both of them on my second attempt, though S grades might take a few more attempts. So really, when it comes to this DLC, if you really want to grab all the collectibles and the S ranks, you may get a bit more time out of it, but in reality, I'd seen almost everything there is to offer in just 20 minutes, accounting for playing each section twice. Is it really worth a $5? I've seen worse, and I think after the movie hits theatres, there'll be some mileage in attempting to relive those movie scenes. But as a whole, the short runtime and less than stellar voice acting makes this a tough one to recommend. If you got this via the digital deluxe edition, then definitely play it. You'll likely enjoy it just as much as I did. For those that do need to shell out additionally on top of the game that you purchased, it's probably not the best $5 you'll ever spend, but you may get more out of it than say a McDonald's Saver meal. So that's about it. just a quick update on these two Sonic related tidbits. I hope you've enjoyed this little update, and if you have, drop us a like and a subscribe since that really helps the channel, and hit that bell for notifications to stay on top of all future Sega Guys content. So until next time, you fellow Ultimate Lifeforms, we will see you on the Sega side.
Perfect.